Stadium, and it is currently Manchester City 2, Bournemouth 1. An incredible 45 minutes of football there. So much for us to dig into. I mean, I don't know if we'll have time in this halftime show, but we will do our very best. I've got Luke and Stephen alongside me. Luke, let's all take a breath for a minute. What a half of football that was.
That was ridiculous. That was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, for the first couple of minutes, Bournemouth scored that offside goal. And then Haaland gets in, and that link-up we've seen with him and Cherky and Foden and Doku, it's just been... Stephen's been frothing in the mouth, to be honest.
Mate, I'm giddy. It's been absolutely ridiculous. And look, we're all fundamentally just football fans. When you watch players of that talent express themselves like that, and I think every now and then, when we've watched a lot of greats, but you see something, and you can just sense it's the birth of something, like potentially magic. And that Haaland, Cherky, link-up, why will that not get even better potentially? And when you watch Doku and Foden and Cherky just move around with such joy and such freedom, it's absolutely magic, mate. And Bournemouth are one of the best sides, and got to remind ourselves, one of the best defensive records in the Premier League, and we cut through them today. That could have been 3 or 4.
Absolutely. We'll try and get into all those chances. Let's begin where you mentioned there, Luke, because it was a worrying start.
Yeah, it was.
Because we'd made the point, and I think Nico had even pointed out, they knew that Bournemouth were going to be aggressive, that they were going to press, which they did, and it did seem to alarm us, and they did put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, well, it's at the back post, and we were both saying, well, Stephen as well was saying, we were quite fortunate, because if he just holds his run on that back post a tiny little bit, he's onside because he's behind the ball, and it's 1-0 Bournemouth. But what in reality happened was that was offside, and then Cherky's pulled 2 assists out in the first half like it was nothing.
Yeah, let's move on to the first assist then, of course, for who else? Erling Haaland. It felt almost like a quick break, one that we've not kind of we've seen Bournemouth do it, but it was a very quick bit in the middle. And talk us through it, Stephen.
I love that it was a header.
Header.
He reminded me of a famous Kevin De Bruyne where he sort of curved a header through to Haaland. Not quite as technical as that. No, it wasn't. I think it was Aguero or something years ago. But that's the genius of someone like Cherky. The great creators, they create with any part of their body, if they can. And it was his vision.
It was De Bruyne-esque, like you said.
Yeah, it was absolutely wonderful. And he shows, even though he's positioned on the right, he has the self-awareness or the just understanding of the flow of the game to be there to make that pass. And Haaland, the form he's in, none of us thought he was missing that going for the goal.
He has got that air of confidence and energy about him, which, you've seen it in Haaland in the past and other players. You think that Salah season where any time he's in front of that goal, you just know the ball's going to hit the back of the net. And it still wasn't easy. He still had to get the ball to the box and finish it and beautifully take it.
Don't you find it mad as well that we've just, we've spent the first 2 or 3 minutes there talking at half-time without mentioning Haaland, and he scored twice. He's on 98 Premier League goals now. He's 2 off joining the 100 club. I mean, if that happens in the second half, we'd be... lucky,
we'll get to his second goal, but he could have had a hat-trick,
honestly,
if not 4 in that half.
Could have, and that just shows who we're dealing with here, because we're talking about Cherky, we're talking about his delicate header, his flicks, we're talking about Foden and Doku, and Haaland just popped in 2 goals like it's nothing there. So, I mean, there's talk of us maybe having a penalty there as well with that handball. I think we were maybe a little bit unlucky with that, and that could have been a hat-trick as well. So
O'Reilly as well.
O'Reilly,
off the post, wasn't it? I think when he went around the keeper.
And I think he just couldn't quite get it.
Almost thought Doku was going to get there right at the back post, but I think Bournemouth were a little bit fortunate with that. We could have been a 3rd goal, and we need to try and get one of them.
We absolutely do. They did manage to get a goal, though. It came after the Haaland goal. So Haaland scored on the 17th minute, 25th minute, Bournemouth corner. Now, you were closer to it because it was at this end of the pitch. I sit on that side. There was infuriation from Donnarumma, who ended up getting booked, was contesting something happening in the box. Stephen, you saw it. Was there anything in it, and what was he contesting?
It depends if I'm thinking through this or not, it's like basically he sort of had his arm around like that, sort of around him a little
reenactments.
bit.
You
won't get that exactly. I'll do the punch and everything. No, basically, I think I would want it as a City fan, but logically, you see that every single game. Whether that makes it right or not, he's a big man. He's 6'4", and I think probably you might have felt you could have done better anyway, because he's big and he's sort of falling a little bit.
There was contact, but there wasn't enough there.
But I would be disappointed if it went against us. As a City fan, because I think, come on, man, that's so commonplace. Technically, maybe there could have been a foul there, but maybe a little bit soft from us, but
Yeah, he should have been a little bit stronger. So that was scored by Adams, and then we get to the 33rd minute, and it is that combination again that we've been speaking about. It is the Shirky into Haaland, and another beautifully taken goal, and well worked as well.
Well, it goes through Haaland. We did think he had a little bit. I mean, I just said goal. I said to Stephen, I said goal. Stephen was thinking, well, did he push it a little bit far? But he gets just enough to kind of bring the keeper out, knocks it round him, and then just it's typical. Haaland, he's inevitable, isn't he?
This reminds me when I was 13, right, and I knew Christmas was coming, and I wanted Nintendo 64 and Legend of Zelda. I was like, it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And this is what it's like. I wanted to see Shirky and Haaland on the pitch, and I've actually got the present. It's been that good, We've got the PlayStation, and you knew it was coming, and it's just as beautiful as you think it was going to be. And watching, that movement and those passes from Shirky and Haaland, the link-up, it's everything I was hoping as a City fan, everything we were talking about prior to the game, and it's actually coming true. And it's just like, and this is that early on in their partnership too. Like, how good could it be?
Yeah, for it to grow. I think as well what was important to point out in that second goal, Haaland's actually part of the build-up at the start, which I think a few kind of City fans missed. He's the one that drops it into Nico Gonzalez, who I think is also a brilliant first half, who knocks it into Foden, who I said to you, Stephen, as well, we're talking about Shirky and Haaland.
Knitting stuff together.
Foden seems to be the person that knits it all together, Luke. And
it does feel, I mean, I am one of them guys normally that hates talking about Christmas at the start of November, but I'm happy to.
Halloween's gone now.
Halloween's gone, so we might as well be talking about Christmas, but yeah, it's been really nice. It's the link-up, the way that the Bournemouth defence was, we know it's a good defence as well, was just pinned against the box there. We were just zipping it around, the build-up was really nice. We pulled, obviously, both goals is basically Haaland getting in behind. If you can get Erling Haaland in behind a defensive line, you've probably scored a goal.
Yeah.
Your chances are, and we've done that twice.
Yeah.
Borderline 3 times, actually, when he nearly got the other one. So, yeah, I mean, it's looking very good, isn't it?
It's looking very good, but we also have to say that Bournemouth, you can see why they are in the position that they're in. I think they've been brilliant in moments. You can see how well organised they are, and when they do break, they break quick, which we've seen a few times, Stephen. So, I mean, you said about the third goal. City, I think also, it's got quite energetic here in the stadium.
Yeah.
Is there something in you were saying that keep the control and just kind of calm the second half down a little bit?
Maybe. I'm of the mind just carry on going as we are. I mean, we are winning. And I think they might score again, but I think we'll score 2 or 3 as well. So, I mean, you'd take 4-2, wouldn't you? 5-2, absolutely. So you could try and do that. But I sort of believe when you try and do that, you invite teams onto you. And I don't think we're quite there as a side yet to master the control of the game. And I guess the big challenge for City now is putting in a great second half, because we've been quite a 45-minute team at times this season where, for fitness reasons, experience and sort of chemistry, maybe we've not quite found the level in the last half an hour of the game. And that's the challenge now. It's one of the best sides, one of the most physical sides in the league, to find that consistency. And I think if you try and change it, it might muddy the message a little bit. Maybe not, but I think Pep would be like, do you know what? It's working. Just carry on. And we've got the substitutions that we can make if needs be. We can bring on, Rodri potentially, Reinders, Ake, people like that for a bit of solidity. But I don't know. I think what we're seeing right now is a sort of it's a moment of brilliance from these players. Just let them
keep on doing.
Yeah, let them flourish.
The energy here in the Etihad has been fantastic. I think but you can feel the game has got a bit of an edge. There was, well, you don't really see. I don't know if there's maybe 3 yellow cards in that first half. The City fans have been on Taylor's back a little bit. Maybe a few decisions not quite going City's way. But I guess that's another thing to be wary of, that this game has got an edge and it is still in the balance.
It's got a bit of that needle, and whenever you get the Etihad in this dark kind of state it's in now, you know that there's something cooking. It feels like the atmosphere is there. And it's a big game. We talked about it before kick-off. This is a game that could project City from 8th to 2nd if we can go on and win it.
Even last week as well, the Villa, this is it's a chance, of course we have the midweek game, but this is important after the Villa that we get a response. So.
Absolutely. Shall we hear from Alistair Mann and Clive Allen? They're your commentary team today. Let's get their thoughts on that brilliant first half.
Yeah, an incredible first half of football. Myself and Clive have been running out of air. We've absolutely been at the end of our game, I think, on this one. Clive, why is it such an entertaining game?
I just think the quality of the two sides, the intensity of Bournemouth from the start, the quality that City have had to find to unlock that Bournemouth defence, the chances created. It really has been a game of the highest quality and intensity that has impressed, and I'm sure there's more to come in the second half.
What is it that Bournemouth are doing that is making this such a high-intensity match?
Well, I think they're being very brave in respect of trying to press City high up when City are in possession of the ball, and they find Shirky in particular. He's looking for the runs of Haaland very, very early. Couple of attempts early in the game game didn't come off. The third one did, with the headed pass that put him in for the first goal.
When you look back at that first half, who was the star man?
I have to say Ryan Cherky, because he's been the difference. He's unlocked that Bournemouth defence. He's given Haaland the chances, and obviously he's taken them.
Now, you predicted 2-1. Are you sticking with that, or do you think you've gone too early?
I think it's unlikely. I really do. Just in the way and the nature and the way that the first half has unfolded, I think there's going to be more opportunities, possibly at both ends. So I don't think the scoring's finished.
Well, it's been an incredible first half of football. Can we expect the same? Me and Clive are going to have a quick breather and then bring you, of course, download the app.
Thanks, Ali. I mean, Clive Allen said as well, I think, before the game that this is the game of the weekend, and that 45 minutes is definitely delivered. Second half is on the way. I wanted to just ask as well, gents, obviously, we talked about the attacking prowess there. Defensively as well, as we say, we've been tested. You've got the likes of Semenyo, your man up front, I can't remember his name yet, has been class. I think Gvardiol, Diaz, but in particular for me, Mateus Nunes, I think has been standout.
Well, he put in a really good challenge in the box. Both said if that went wrong, it'd have been bad, but it's going right for him, and he's winning it back, and he's keeping the ball, and he's playing balls forward as well, which is what you want. You want to get onto Nico Gonzalez. We know he's had a great game. Bernardo Silva as well, I thought, was very good. So all these players in front of the defence as well can really help out just by stopping the ball getting near there. It sounds, again, basic, but that's what you got to do.
Yeah, back to Nunes, and it's the same for O'Reilly on the other side. I mean, you've got these powerful, relentless wingers. It does help to have players who clearly revel in that physicality. And Nunes, he's been smart defensively and also attacking on the ball. A couple of turns and driving to the heart of Bournemouth. And O'Reilly, of course, nearly getting a goal but being equally as physical on the other side. You need that. This is 2025. It's not like 2017 anymore, where teams, maybe it would sit back or so on. Everyone comes at you and they run and they're hard and they're physical and in your face. And City can actually fight fire with fire. We can snap into challenges. We can give it out a little bit. And we've got players who are all 6 foot. Some of them have got multiple 6'5" players, which is wild to say out loud. But that helps. And you're seeing it from Nunes and O'Reilly and everyone. They're all absolutely committed to their roles and they're up for the fight, and that matters.
Mentioning that physicality and also the height, which has been, is really apparent in our team. I know we conceded from a corner, but you said when we came into the studio together, Stephen, we've been a real threat from the corners. That looks like it could be another option where we might try and grab a goal that way.
Well, James French is the new set-piece coach, the guy, and Guardiola mentioned him in a press conference recently. I think it was against Arsenal where he was so good defensively, and I think we haven't been great offensively yet. We've locked the door, and sealed it shut for now. But now we're obviously working out how to attack teams, and we've been winning every single header. And they are at 6s and 7s defensively. Bournemouth every time we get a corner, which is, if we carry on that way, there'll be goals. Because we've got big players, aggressive ones as well. And encouraging.
So 2-1, Luke. What would you like to see as we go into this second half?
Well, definitely 2 more Haaland goals. I'd like to see get to that.
Is he in your fantasy?
He is. He's the captain. Obviously, if you've not got him in as captain, then I don't know why you're watching the stream. To be honest, he'd be silly not to. But Haaland chipping away, getting to that Centurion mark would be unbelievable for him. I think he gets a hat-trick. I think he gets at least 1 more, but we'll see about 2.
Yeah.
Stephen's prediction's looking a little bit better than mine.
Only 2 goals, you said 3. But no, I want to see conviction. I also want to see City go for it. I think a comfortable or powerful victory against Bournemouth is so good for the confidence with Dortmund and Liverpool coming up. And I want to see a 3rd, 4th, 5th goal potentially. I know that's a big ask, but the football we've seen in that first half, it shows it's possible. And right now, Foden, Cherky, Doku, Haaland, they're all absolutely thriving with the confidence. And you can see Pep, I would say more of the same. Keep on with it.
Ale, there it is. Okay, well listen, we'll be back at full time. Come join me, Luke and Stephen. I'm going to hand you back over to Clive Allen and Alistair Mann with your commentary. We'll see you at full time. It's Manchester City 2, Bournemouth 1.
Thank you, Kel. Was quarter of an hour long enough to discuss everything that we witnessed in that first half? It's debatable. An absolutely wonderful game of football, and just that little sneaking, annoying little doubt in your mind that even though City have created some wonderful chances and played some brilliant attacking football, that they only lead by 1 goal. Bournemouth did have the ball in the City net at 0-0, but it was offside. Apart from that, they haven't really fashioned anything, but they still look threatening, and that is always the danger. And you've just got the sense that unless City get at least 3 goals today, this game will not be won. But really trying to predict what's going to happen in the next 45 minutes is a tough ask. Alongside me, the former City striker, Clive Allen. Clive, of the many things we admired in that first half, what particularly made that such a spectacle?
I just think the quality of the game in respect of the way that both teams passed the ball. When there was little lulls, it was almost a switch, sparked the game into life, and it was played at breathtaking pace, swinging from both ends. Obviously, Bournemouth didn't create, as you rightly said, too many